right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Sports, here on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio. I'm Nick Gieber. Today, right now, I'm actually joined by Raymond Davis from Realgrinders, and you might ask yourself, what is Realgrinders? Tell me all about it. I'm going to do just that, but you're just going to have to wait until the next segment. But meantime, Raymond Davis joins me. We'll be rejoined by Nolan Dalla, Frank Perez, and we'll be rejoined by Oklahoma Brian. And we'll be also joined by Brian Wilson, 2005 World Series of Poker pot limit hold'em winner, bracelet winner. We're going to talk to Brian Wilson as well. So it's going to be a lot of poker this hour. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you'll stay with us here on Fifth Street Sports. I want to remind you that we are coming to you on the Sports Byline USA Network. We're coming to you on SB Nation Radio, and we're coming to you also on American Forces. So big hello to our men and women in uniform around the world listening on American Forces, because we love you, and we appreciate everything you do. As a veteran myself, I want to thank you all for your service. And I don't know what you're saying, Raymond, but we'll get there. No, you didn't. You're okay. Want to thank everybody for listening, and also want to mention to you that you can reach us in studio, 800-878-PLAY. That's 800-878-PLAY. And that you can find us on Twitter at World Soccer Radio, and Facebook at facebook.com/ did I say World Soccer Radio? What is wrong with me? My mind. You know, I did that show for like 14 years. You need to start. So it just comes out of me. No, it's not. It's Twitter, Fifth Street Sports, and it's Facebook, facebook.com/ Fifth Street Sports Talk. So I apologize for that. I did a show the other day where I introduced the guest as myself and myself as the guest. So maybe I need to see a doctor. Yes. I don't know. But all right, we're going to step aside, take a very quick break. We'll be right back to kick off hour number 2. It's all poker. It's World Series of Poker. It's Realgrinders. It's, hey, if you love the game, you're going to love this hour. So stay with us here on Fifth Street Sports.
Travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780.
Scott, what's up?
That's 855.
Nothing.
1780.
Nothing.
Yeah, you just keep drifting off mic every once in a while. So
I'm sorry, what was that, Scott?
I said you are drifting
Oh,
off
I see what you're
mic
saying. Okay,
occasionally.
yeah, got you.
Can you hear me?
593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
The U.S. Senior Open Championship returns to Colorado Springs during the Broadmoor Centennial Celebration. Don't miss your chance to see Tom Watson, Fred Couples, Davis Love III, Kenny Perry, Bernhard Langer, and John Daly as they compete for the most sought-after title in the senior game. Ticket prices start at just $20. Get yours today at 2018USSeniorOpen.com.
It's on the Sports Byline SB Nation Radio Network. It's great to be with you, Nick Eber, Nolan Dalla, Frank Perez, finally joining us in the studio here after a long absence. God knows where they were. Brian, Oklahoma Brian, joining us from, well, of all places, Oklahoma. And we are very pleased to have in the studio with us Raymond Davis from Realgrinders, professional poker player. Raymond, good for you to join us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We've got a lot to talk about, Ray, because the World Series of Poker is coming up. And it's a big event. Obviously, in the poker world, it is the big event. Now, you've got a lot of people in this studio who have a lot of experience at the World Series of Poker, including our editor-in-chief, Mr. Nolan Dalla, who spent, nearly 20 years?
Over 20 years.
20 years, yeah. It's funny. I have such a – it's like a family, the World Series of Poker. It's a love-hate thing, and I mean, there's a grind, and it's so – there's so much going on there, but boy, a lot of great people. And by the way, Raymond, I have to ask you something. For those of us maybe around who are listening that aren't familiar with Realgrinders, it's such a unique concept that you came up with this website, this community, this family, this support network. Talk about what Realgrinders is.
Oh, well, basically, in poker, poker kind of went away from the small guy, and I want to give the small guy some publicity and give him a voice, give him a face. So I says, hey, let's form a group where it's regular people. It's not people buying in 50,000. It's people buying in 500 and people. 200 when the money means something to them. When a win actually means something, life-changing money. So it was. The idea, the concept came from, we got so many of these people in poker world. So you're talking about 99.5% of the people in poker are just novice, small-time players. So why didn't they have a voice? Why did we give, all the big names all the attention? So I said, let's do Realgrinders, real people with real jobs, real poker player with real families, and not living in a fantasy world. Nobody's talking about buying in 50,000, 100,000, 1 million. We're talking about going to your local bar or your local casino, buying in 100, 200, and grinding it out. So Realgrinders. That kind of like evolved, snowballed even bigger than I thought it would. We got 17,000 members. We could have 30 if we wanted, but we select certain people to be in a group. It's exclusive, and we're doing good. We had 2 tournament series at Venetian. We had a tournament series at Commerce. We had a tournament series at Hollywood Park. And they're small buy-ins that give people, like a Hollywood Park through an event, $100 buy-in, first place was $30,000. And these guys are, just your mom and pop novice players that $30,000 will really mean something, and losing 100 could really hurt them, because these guys got regular jobs and stuff like that. So,
and sometimes they don't have a job.
Right. It's like a family atmosphere too. Yeah. You got Terry King in there. You got Jackie Wesley. You got several people that get kind of close to their members. A lot of relationships been formed in there with women and guys and met up in the group and stuff like that. That happens quite a bit. So say you're coming to Las Vegas, or you're coming to, so poker players, when they travel, they have no one. They're traveling, they go to their room, maybe they bring their wife, or maybe they don't, or they want to see a show. But now with Realgrinders, you actually know people in the town you go to. So when these guys come out to the World Series and they're wearing patches, I'm already familiar with half the group or whatever.
That's my friend.
Right. So you got a familiarity with them.
That's so
Where tournament directors and staff was just, let's rake as much as we can, forget these guys, get them out of here, or whatever.
You know, what you're doing, though, Raymond, is so cool because when people think poker, they see these events on TV, the World Series of Poker, the World Poker Tour, the European Poker Tour for people over in Europe, and all these gigantic figures with a bunch of zeros attached.
Right.
Poker really was built by grinders, people that you represent.
The small people.
And it's really mushroomed into this I would call it a group that's really the base core of what's built this game into the American pastime.
Right.
Okay, what is your vision for Realgrinders? I know it's like outgrown what you thought it would become.
Totally outgrown.
What do you envision for this going forward?
We're just getting bigger and bigger. We're incorporated now. We got a business mode. We're doing more tours. We'll have online poker for prizes or whatever. We're looking to have a sports book, everything legal. With the new law that passed with the government. And we just want to be a community that offers something to our players and show that we care, and which we do. Like I say, even though it's 17,000 members in the group, I know basically 1,000 of them, and I never saw them, and I know them like the back of my hand.
Yeah, right.
Facebook,
and you do interact with people.
Right.
You answer everybody's questions and talk and discuss it.
Right.
By the way, I have to add something. Nick Geber and I were over at your office because you opened up something across the street from the Rio.
A lounge.
Across from Valley
Yeah.
View, literally within walking distance to the World Series of Poker. Your office, your world headquarters is right there at the Rio.
Right.
And I think that's the coolest thing. It's a cool thing. If you're coming to Las Vegas in June, July, join Realgrinders. Go there and visit. You'll see the great Raymond Davis.
Right.
But I have to now give you some. I have to give you some bad stuff. That is, sir, is the. I don't know if you get the camera on this. That is the ugliest shirt. That is the ugliest shirt
You like that?
I have ever seen. And for those of you listening worldwide on radio, the great Raymond Davis has a picture of Mr. Alan Kessler. Anybody in poker knows the name Alan Kessler. Raymond, why do you have a picture of Alan Kessler?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to hold you on that because I know there's a whole story here. I want to get to the story. But before we do, I want to bring in two more guests. You talk about family. We have an extended family. So let's go ahead and bring in, start back with Oklahoma Brian. Let's bring Oklahoma Brian back in. I think he's with us. You there, Brian?
I'm here.
Okay, so we have a lot of Brians here. And I also want to bring in a guy that's been a big part of Fifth Street Sports behind the scenes, big-time poker player, won the Pot Limit Hold'em bracelet in 2005. Gold bracelet winner, Mr. Brian Wilson, the rookie, who's no longer a rookie, by the way. I mean,
he's a pro now.
At some point, you go from being a rookie to a gray hair, a silverback.
No relation to the Beach Boys.
But Brian Wilson, do we have Brian there? Well, all that whole thing, we don't even have Brian.
Well, we'll get Brian on.
Yeah, we'll get him on.
Let's get
we got him. We got him. Okay, there he is. We got Brian. We got everybody. It's a big happy family here.
No wonder the Cubs lost today. He got the shirt on.
That's right.
Easy now, easy.
Yeah. All right, so
let's hope they don't lose twice to the worst team in baseball.
He's already digging him. I love it.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes. I don't want to get into the Alan Kessler thing because there's a whole story there. It's a lot of fun. But before we do, before we get into that in some detail, Brian, why don't you tell us what's been going on with you in terms of? I'm talking about Brian Wilson now. I should probably preface all of this.
Mr. Wilson.
We'll just call him Oklahoma and Mr. Wilson. How's that? Mr. Wilson.
Sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, I know. Oklahoma and Mr. Wilson. And no, Trickum, Dickum, and Dunkum. I don't know. Anyway, Mr. Wilson, tell us about what do you got planned this year at the World Series?
Well, I'm also a member of Realgrinders, and I love what Ray does with the group. It's really something unique, and it's something needed out there in the poker world, because I agree that the big names in poker were taking up all the time, and the little guys were getting left by the wayside. But I'm planning 1 or 2 trips out this year to the World Series of Poker, play 4 or 5 different events, play the tag team event. They've got a lot of new events this year. They've got a big ante event, a marathon, a bounty, a tag team. So there's a lot of new stuff at the World Series. They're really trying to change it up, and just looking to do some new things and see some old friends.
Well, and that's a lot. That's a lot of what goes on at the World Series. It's people seeing old friends, old buddies, making new friends. It's really, poker is a very social game, and Raymond, your whole thing is very social. We're going to get to
collecting on money that's owed to them.
Yeah. Exactly, precisely. But it is very much like a gathering, a get-together of all good old buddies. It is. If you've never been to the World Series, I suggest you come down. Even if you can't afford it and play the side events, the $200. Or even if you just be in town. The electricity in town during the World Series is
talk to you about that shirt in a minute.
Unbelievable. All right, we'll be back. Fifth Street Sports, Nick Eber, Nolan Dalla, Frank Perez. We're here with Raymond Davis. We got Oklahoma Brian Wilson, the rookie. Oh, gosh, so many of us here. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of... Hey, Nick? Nick? Important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery.
Hello? 1, 2. Scott, are you there?
You get 2 queens. The guy's all in.
Okay, you asked for Nick. He's there.
Relax, you know what I mean?
Is Raymond our guest? Is his vocals good?
They don't have limit hold.
I can't even hear him.
You can barely hear him. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We're working on that at this end. Okay. We're working on it right now.
Visit online at www.dothetogoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
So Raymond,
you're going to use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise?
No, I don't mean yell. I didn't say yell.
If you're paying for the other
pills,
talking to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than.
Yo.
Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Want more? We'll give you 40 blue
Test
pills
1, 2.
or 40 yellow pills for $99 and.
Test.
Scott's talking.
Move him to a mic that works.
He's on a mic that works.
For just
I'm telling you, I can't hear him. So
all right.
Pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money.
Hey, Nick. We'll go ahead and put him in the Nick, you can take a seat here. He can take the seat. It's not a big deal.
800-223-0992.
You want me to move it?
800-223-0992.
No, I'm in charge.
That's 800-223-0992.
Results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. If you owe the IRS back taxes, payroll taxes, or have not...
All right, let's see what he sounds like.
IRS will get you. They can take your property, take you to court, even put you in jail. One call to Wall & Associates, and your tax problems are solved. Wall has saved clients over $150 million in the last 5 years. Our average client settled.
All right, 30 seconds. Hopefully you got it fixed.
With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. We offer free
Raymond is
face-to-face consultations in your local area. Remember, Wall has a proven track record with a total client savings over $150 million. Call.
All right, stand by. Hopefully it's going to work out.
800-813-9940. 800-813-9940. 800-813-9940.
Welcome back. This is Fifth Street Sports from the basement of Las Vegas, and we're here with the great Raymond Davis from Realgrinders. Also with us, Brian Wilson and Oklahoma Brian, Frank Perez. Nick Geber has stepped away to take care of some errands. Wow, this has been such an amazing thing with Realgrinders and what you've accomplished. I'm going to throw it over to Brian Wilson. Brian, are you there with me?
I'm here.
All right, so you said you joined Realgrinders. I mean, you're a professional poker player. You've been around this scene for a long time. You've seen it all from the highs and the lows. What was it about Realgrinders that attracted you to join as a member? Maybe we get some listeners out there that'll be curious to join as well. What was it about Realgrinders that brought you to that group?
Well, it was a fun community. It kind of brought the fun back into poker again, and you can remember back in the days when you were starting out, kind of learning some things and things weren't going right, and you kind of leaned on your friends and stuff. And that's what I like about Realgrinders. If you've got a question or you need some help with something, you've got people you can go to that have been through the same situation, that have solved that or asked a friend the same question. So like Ray was saying, if there's somebody coming out to Vegas and they don't quite know where to go or what tournaments are good, you can reach out to other people in the community and try to figure out what's going to work for you. So it's just a way to learn, a way to enjoy the game a little more. And there's all kinds of different variety of people that play. Part-time people, retired people, people playing full-time, but they can all get something out of a group like Realgrinders.
No, that's a great point. What about the synergy between sports gamblers and poker players? There's obviously a lot of crossover. I remember reading Barry Greenstein's book, and he was talking about leaks. And he said a lot of poker players, very successful poker players, have bad leaks. And I think that's true. We'll talk about some leaks here in a minute, mister. We'll talk about that in a moment.
A handful of them.
A handful. But sports gambling can be a leak, but it's not necessarily a leak. Right. Talk about the synergy and the relationship, the crossover between sports gambling and poker.
Sports and poker kind of like goes together. It's been going together. I mean, you was at the World Series for 20 years. People always bet in sports. It's a different. It's about the same level of excitement, and I mean when you're like got a bet going or you got a hand going, it's the same people. So it kind of blends together. You can blend sports together. So Realgrinders is actually we push for sports, we push for poker, we push for video poker, anything casino related. We kind of push for that, and our platform is just growing and growing and growing. We're actually going outside of poker, and we're going more towards sports too. I mean, poker was our basis, but now we're finna build hugely around sports. We're dealing with some celebrities, some sports celebrities that we're in negotiation, making contracts. We got our own clothing line for it. That's the
what an ugly shirt.
Which you'll see more of this. This Alan Kessler shirt.
Okay, so talk about the Alan Kessler shirt.
This Alan Kessler shirt.
Yeah.
I made it last year as a prank 2 years ago. 2 years ago I made this as a prank when Realgrinders just opened.
Uh-huh.
And I made like 50 of them. They went like wildfires. People was buying them. And then James Woods, I saw James Woods at
the actor James Woods, the real actor.
Brian Wilson got one, right. But I saw the actor James Woods. I'm standing in line at the World Series. He looks at the shirt. He said, "You got to get me that." So now James Woods puts on the shirt and he tweets it. Now I got 50 more orders for the shirt. So now we're coming out this year with our new Alan Kessler. It's kind of like mocking him. Let me look at the picture. So it's kind of like mocking him. It's all in good nature because Alan. I mean, he is what he is. He's a nerd.
My thing was, and I'll go to Brian Wilson in a second to follow up on this, but I'll say one thing. I worked on the World Series of Poker circuit and the World Series of Poker, as you know, for a decade and and all this. And I would see Alan Kessler, say what you will about him, very detail-oriented, very, I mean, he's always out there and very nitpicky.
Right.
But he paid his dues.
Oh, yeah.
He was out there and he was playing in North Carolina. He was playing in Lake Tahoe and he was playing in Florida. He would go around.
He went to every hole in the wall on this planet.
Anybody deserved it. Yeah, right. He paid his dues, every hole in the wall on the planet. Brian Wilson, what do you think about this? I know you're dying to talk.
I agree. And I used to see Alan everywhere. The guy was everywhere. If there was a big tournament series going on, he was there. And I want to say right now, that I've been trying to challenge Alan Kessler to a $10,000 heads-up match at this year's World Series of Poker. And I cannot get a response from Alan.
What, he just doesn't respond or what?
I can't get a hold of the guy, but if he sees this,
I'll text you his number. I should give it over the air.
Give it over the air. Do it.
There it is. The challenge has been laid.
What do you think a first print signed Alan Kessler shirt could go up to?
This one with me wearing it, signed
only
it,
50.
Went up to 700.
What?
Yeah, it sold for.
I'm going to grab you and I'm going to sell this thing. I'm going to grab you.
This one with my signature on it.
Are you kidding me?
It went for $700.
$700 for a T-shirt?
I jokingly did an auction in Realgrinders.
You got to be.
I figured it was going to get $60, $70, and I said this is for the kids to help the neighborhood kids or whatever, shoes, snacks, whatever. The shirt went for $700.
It's going to be like a Hornus Wagner because there's only
Hornus Wagner like the dice ball card,
because
right?
there's only 50 of these. Okay, so now you're down to 49.
Right.
Now if he signs it, and a few of them get washed and lost in the thing, I mean, this shirt could really go up in value.
Right. I'm going to win. I figured I'd win the main event in this shirt.
Well, the worst things can happen, Raymond. All right, so Brian Allen, I hope you're there. Real quick point before we go to break. Real quick on this. I'd like to hear Brian Allen's thought. We talk about legalization of sports, gambling in the United States, maybe more states coming on board. Is this good or bad for online poker, specifically online poker? My thought was there's only so much money in the gambling pool. There's only so many gamblers. There's only so much discretionary income available. I'm not so sure that if everybody's betting $20 on the Packers, that they'll have money to fuel their online gambling account. Before we go to Raymond and get his opinion, Oklahoma Brian, what are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I generally agree. I think it does hurt poker, but I think the good poker sites will make deals to co-brand themselves and make alliances that will set them ahead of the pack. So I think it's an opportunity for the good poker sites, but in general, I think it does cannibalize on poker somewhat.
You agree?
I think with the legalization of this sports betting and stuff like this, I think the Wire Act could actually be affected, which is what destroyed poker, online poker. I think they got to tinker it because now it's going to be legal to to send money.
Well, that's a very good point. The 1961 Wire Act, which was supposedly enacted to stop the flow of not just betting, but information across state lines, which is kind of weird because we have the internet now, and you're already sending information across state lines.
I actually think it's going to be a backdoor for online poker to become totally legal.
Oh, so this is a good thing.
I think it's a great thing for poker because it goes together. Online sports, online poker, it all goes together.
All right, Brian?
Some of the best poker sites to play on were the poker sites that had the big sports books back in the day. Because you had all these sports betting guys that were crossing over to play poker when there was no sports to bet on. So there was more action on those sites. And I think once the regulation and legalization is all done for the sports betting, then it's going to be easy to add poker. So I think poker will be added after the fact, but because everything else is already set up, I think it'll be easy to do.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
Add
they
something
can just attach poker to this.
Go ahead. Brian Allen, you there? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add something. My pessimistic outlook towards the state revenue side of sports betting doesn't mean that I don't think that it's going to be a big thing. I do. And I also think that it's 2018. Cryptocurrency is still in its infancy. I think in 5 years, the average person understands how to use and send cryptocurrency. And I think it's a whole new ballgame. I think offshore betting, offshore poker are the big winners in the long run with this, with this Supreme Court decision.
But Brian, I'm kind of with you. Nick just told me about how much it's going to cost for a gaming license versus because I think that these states and a lot of these senators and regulators think that this sports betting thing is like a lottery, and that there's going to be a lot of sports books that don't run very well that are going to actually lose money on top of licensing, and then they're going to charge a percentage for handling. I'm with you. I don't think that the revenue that they're all thinking about or what a big bonanza this is really not what they think.
I agree.
You agree with that?
The shortest answer in history.
I do agree, and yeah, I think at the end of the day, the offshore product is for both poker and for sports betting will be a superior product. It has lower operating costs and the ability to deliver a better, cheaper cost without the regulation and reporting that you're burdened with the state version.
All right, let me close this out by saying, gentlemen, you're all listening to me, my voice. I will say that the most important thing about this is we've all been operating in the shadows for decades, for years and years and years. Second-class citizens treated with disrespect. Finally, we as sports gamblers, we as poker players are respected. Our day has come. Free at last. We are free at last, and we're able to do what we want and we love and not apologize for it. We'll be right back here on Fifth Street Sports with Raymond Davis from Realgrinders to wrap it up. Don't go away.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
We're back here on Fifth Street Sports with Raymond Davis from Realgrinders. Brian Wilson remotely in some location, some secret location in the universe. We don't really know where he is. Oklahoma Brian, obviously from Oklahoma. Frank Perez, Nick Geber stepped away. We were talking about Realgrinders, Raymond, and what you've accomplished starting this amazing site with over 17,000 listeners, followers, viewers.
I got like 40,000 followers myself.
40,000 followers? I can't even imagine.
And unlike a lot of people got their followers, my followers are real followers.
Yeah, they're not like made up. Like
they're not made up.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't purchase these. These guys are real.
Right. And what impresses me so much, you interact with everybody.
Right.
You even get into fights with people.
Right. I mean,
it's not lightweight stuff.
No. I mean, I am who I am. I'm not going to change who I am for anyone. You know. 90% love me. You got the 10% that hate me.
Oh, yeah.
So it is what it is. Like I said, I built a platform. I want people to be able to voice their opinion. Obviously, some of the admins got to cut some of the stuff down in the group because we don't want to be closed or nothing like that. But we basically give people leeway to say what they want, do what they want, you know. And
I mean, you're the ultimate libertarian. You allow any kind of anybody, any opinion. Come to Real Grinders,
right.
especially the Facebook page,
right.
and you can say it. You may be shot down, you may be criticized, but I'll tell you what, that's a great forum to pressure test ideas.
Yeah, we got scary thing is about it, we got 17,000 people, and 11,000 are active. That means they commented, posted, hit a like button or whatever. So, you know, I got all the numbers on that stuff like that. And our biggest base is Las Vegas. So you're talking about 5,000 of our members here in Las Vegas. You can see the numbers at the tournament. We went from our first Venetian Championship had 60 people. Our last Venetian Championship had 360 people. So the growth is just amazing. I mean, just look at that. There's 300 more people. So it's going to keep on getting big. They're trying to get us to go back east. We're going to go to Fresno, Club 1. Our schedule is packed. I mean, it's not enough Raymonds because
no, I don't know about that.
Right? Because I can't go everywhere. I would love to go everywhere because there's
you can't be cloned though.
Yeah, it's Real Grinders everywhere.
Yeah, we're gonna go into
it's Real Grinders everywhere, and I would love to go everywhere and meet the followers, the fans, the people who's in the group and stuff like that. But it's literally impossible.
You're like Jay-Z. You can't satisfy all the fans. All right, so Brian Wilson, you're there, and I know we're talking about Real Grinders with Raymond Davis, and I call it a cult following. I don't mean a cult in a bad way, but there's such dedication and such love. But you come out to the World Series of Poker, and you understand what a community this is, what a fraternity. I've heard it talked about as the greatest, and this is kind of a sexist comment, I'll say, a male summer camp, although there's a lot of women that come as well, but it's really a poker player's summer camp. It's not just about poker. It's about having dinner. It's about rejoining.
Right.
It's about having a blast. Talk about the World Series of Poker, and we'll come into Raymond in a minute about what he's going to provide poker players when they want to take a little moment free. Talk about the World Series of Poker and how important it is, Brian.
Yeah, I first started coming out in 2004, so I was a little late to the party. But, you know, it's like having dinners at Hugo's Cellar in the basement of the Four Queens. And you know, I was first taken there by a poker player by the name of Dave Kokloff, and I met a lot of European players.
What a legend!
And it's a worldwide deal, the World Series of Poker. You'll run into people from every country, and it's just a melting, mixing pot of everything good that you can see. People having fun, people changing their lives, and just relationships that are built. I still talk to a ton of people over in Europe that I met at the WSOP, and it's just a lot of fun to go back each year and see the same people and see how their lives have changed, how their families have grown, their businesses, stuff like that. And one of the questions I wanted to ask Ray is, you know, having Ray on today, we got to get a good Phil Ivey story. We've got to get a good Phil Ivey story out of Ray before we get done today.
I done told so many of them. I don't want to give, geez.
How do you meet Phil Ivey? Tell me about the first time you met Phil Ivey.
Well, the first time I met Phil Ivey, okay, I'll tell you a good Phil Ivey story. First time I met Phil Ivey was at the Hustler Casino. And I walked in there, and he looked at me. He says, God damn it, do you have to win every tournament? You're all over card player. And that was when I was at my peak winning a lot of tournaments back in maybe 2004, 2005. I was always in card player. They did the amazing Raymond Davis story and everything. Yeah, so let me tell you a really good Phil Ivey story. So I'm out binging with women, sports betting, all this, hanging out at strip clubs back in L.A. You know, this is, in my heyday, didn't care about money, had a total healthy disrespect for money. And so I wake up one morning, I look at the dresser, and I see I'm down to my case, $170. So I say to myself, I guess I got to go play poker. You know, after not playing poker for 5-6 days and just blowing off thousands and thousands of dollars. So I head to the Hustler Casino because that's where the really juicy Omaha high-low game was, and I figured with $150 some I could play 6-12, and and could possibly run it up. So I get the Hustler, put my name on the board, and I'm like third on the list, and the floor man says, "Hey, Ray, your buddy's back there." I said, "My buddy?" I said, "Who?" He said, "Oh, Ivy's back there. He's playing, with Larry." So I walked to the back.
Larry Flint.
Yeah, Larry Flint.
The owner and the
right.
Yeah, whatever.
So I walked back there, and and they got it all roped up, and they got all these huge security guards and shit. They got it all roped off. And the guy says, I go to go up underneath the rope, and he said, "You can't go underneath this rope." I said, "You mean this rope that I'm going underneath right now?" So anyway, I go up underneath the rope. I go straight to Phil. The security's looking at me. Oh, he must know him or whatever. And let me tell you, it's Phil's in the game, Ted Forrest, David Oppenheimer, Larry Flynn. And
that's a killer lineup,
right? So I said, "Geez." Phil says, "Geez, what are you doing, Ray?" I said, "I'm just here, trying to get in action." He says, Phil looks at me. He said, "Why don't you jump in this game?" They're playing 4 and 8.
You got $170 to your name.
I said, "Phil, I might be a little short." And then Phil looks at me. He said, "No, you're not short." He said, "Here's $50,000."
No.
So Phil Ivey gives me $50,000, which is an extreme short bet. And he looks at me. I said, "Wow." I said, "Do I got to play, Phil?"
Can I cash out?
He said, "That's the idea." So I sit in the game. And the annies are 1,000. I said, $1,000 annies, 8,000 in the pot.
That's my mortgage.
So I said, Jesus Christ. I said, so I stand up and announce to the table. I said, "You guys, I don't want to play poker. I just want to steal annies for about an hour, and then I'll be out of you guys' way." And David Oppenheimer looks at me. He says, "Sure, Ray, we're gonna let you do that." So I sit down and I raise the first hand. I had like ace, king, queen suited, to the flush. I raise and David Oppenheimer proceeds to 3-bet me.
Uh-oh.
I said, Jesus Christ, looking after the 3-bet, I got 12,000 in there. I only started with 50.
Now we got a game.
I said, boy, I better make the first hand. So the first card I caught was a 10. 10 of spades, so now I got 3 to the flush on 4th, and I got shot 10, and I checked, boof, they're betting, I'm calling.
How much do you bet?
4,000.
4,000.
So now I catch the 10. I got Broadway on 5th Street. So now David Oppenheimer leads out. I popped him 16,000, whatever, and anyway, I end up winning like a $79,000 pot, right? And Ted Forrest looks at me. He says, "Jesus Christ, Raymond looks so comfortable in this game at these limits." And then Phil Ivey looks at me. He says, "Well, he plays this limited tournaments all the time." Right? So then I won a couple of more pots, and I'm really giving it to him now. Now the trash talking is going on. Do you guys play this game every week, or And Ivy says, time for you to hit the racks. He said, "Get out." So now the floor man walks to the game. The floor man from the 612 area walks to the game. He says, "Mr. Davis, your 612 seat is open." I said, "Do it fucking look like I'm going to play?"
You can't say that word. We'll beat that out. Sorry. All right.
612 poker.
How much did you?
I said, I gave him a $50 tip. I said, "Buddy, we're playing for real money."
Yeah, real money
now.
Mortgages. Yeah, you need to play for 612 now.
I said, "We're not going to 612.
You did run your money up. Oh,
so
wow.
I walked into the Hustler with $150 and walked out of the Hustler. I was a 100,000 winner. Phil was very generous. It was a total free roll. I walked out of the Hustler with over 20,000.
You gave Phil back some money, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
I gave him all the money.
How does this work, really?
I actually gave
a lot of people listening don't know how that works.
Gave Phil, after I was done playing,
yeah,
I actually gave Phil all the money.
Oh, that is really cool.
How much was the cash out that you handed to Phil?
It was $100. I cashed out $108,000. So I gave Phil the whole $108,000. He gave me like $28,000.
Oh, that's cool. That's class.
And you know what people say? They say, "How can you play $4,000, $8,000 for so small?" I said, "I'm playing $4,000, $8,000. How big you want me to play?"
Unbelievable.
I mean,
so you walk out with $28,000.
$28,000.
So what was it?
$500 or $600 in
this is a ridiculous question, but so what did you do the next day? Where did you buy in the next day? What do you do after that?
Actually, the next day I went to Bellagio, and I went on a little run in Bellagio, and I had turned, and then I ended up going back to Commerce. I ended up turning. I mean, I can't say I turned $150, but I ended up having the best month of my life. I ended up winning like $400,000.
What?
From that Phil Ivey free roll, right?
I ended up winning $400,000. I was crushing. I won 2 tournaments at Commerce. I remember getting $100,000 in one, $50,000 in another one. I got player of the series. Then I was crushing the live downstairs. It was a crazy run.
All right, so Brian Wilson, you're listening to all this. No. You understand why the man here, the man, Raymond Davis, is the head of Realgrinders. He's a real grinder. Talk about how amazing that story you just heard. Give us some context on that story.
It's truly amazing. I mean, this happens all the time. I can back it up with a story of my own. In 2005, I was at the World Series of Poker. I was staying at the Frontier that's been torn down. I didn't feel good that day, so I said, I'll take $500 down to a blackjack table. If I turn the $500 into $5,000, I meant to play this tournament. In a half hour, I turned $500 into $5,000, went down to the Rio, registered. 3 days later, I won $370,000 in a bracelet. Sometimes all you need is the opportunity to get in the damn game.
Mm-hmm. No, but if I was Raymond after that story, I would have pictures of Phil Ivey at my house. I would take some of my kids' pictures down.
Phil's been good to me. I mean, he's coming. I'm pretty sure, 100% sure
he's coming to this year's World Series. Been announced, and you and I called his last gold bracelet event. We called it together.
You know, that was like one of the highest rated.
That was one of the
event.
It was a fun event.
You know, Daniel was tweeting that out.
Everybody.
I mean, it was
history
crazy.
in the making. That's what I kept
Nolan,
saying.
do you have a copy of that?
It's probably at WSOP.com.
No, it's not there.
It's not there anymore.
How can they
All right,
not archive?
guys. Wow, I can't believe it. I knew this would happen. We get with the great Ray Davis. We get with Brian Wilson. We get with Oklahoma Brian. We get with Frank Perez. And, of course, I can't believe 2 hours flew by. Can you believe this?
It was a great 2 hours.
I got to wrap it up. Will you come back and join us again, Raymond?
Anytime. It was longer than any of my dates.
This is Nolan Dalla for 5th Street Sports. We will be back. Good night. Thank you so much.
Love you all. Join Realgrinders.
What?
We ain't done yet, guys. We have a close.
Rebuild or replace transmission, 32.
All right, 2-minute close coming up.
System, $1,000. Rebuild or replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your manufacturer's warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. Get protection for covered repairs with a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty. Unlike other companies, with Toco, there's no down payment, and the monthly payments are really affordable. Not sure how long you're keeping your car? At Toco, you can pay as you go. Keep your hard-earned cash and call Toco Warranty right now at 800-222-2313 to save big money on covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle, but for about the cost of a tank of gas per month, a Toco plan has your back on expensive covered car repairs. Monthly payments are very affordable. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-222-2313. That's 800-222-2313. 800-222-2313. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
If you suffer from back pain, joint pain, arthritis, or other chronic pain, you need to try the water therapy benefits that Advantage Therapeutic Walk-In Bath provides. Not only does Advantage Walk-In Bath help get you in and out of the tub safely, it is proven to be beneficial to relieve aches and pains, giving you the relief to enjoy your day. You can enjoy taking your new bath and rejuvenating your body in as little as 7 days. And if you call today and ask for the radio special, we'll give you a $15 $1,500 coupon towards the purchase of a new Vantage walk-in bath. Every call in the next 10 minutes will receive a $1,500 coupon towards the purchase of a new Vantage walk-in bath. Your aches and pains can be washed away. Call right now for a risk-free quote. 800-552-6851. 800-552-6851. 800-552-6851. That's 800-552-6851.
Are you an inventor who would like to try to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to companies, but you don't know what to do next? Call for free information from InventHelp. InventHelp, a leading inventor service company, has been helping inventors since 1984 and has sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. You'll want to talk to the company that has helped secure more than 7,000 invention patents. So call InventHelp. Even if you have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll still want to call InventHelp for free information. You'll find out how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to companies. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. Get your free information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738.
Hi, I'm Nolan Dalla, back with 5th Street Sports. What an amazing couple of hours we had. We had Bill Ordine live from the roof of the Preakness in Baltimore, Maryland, talking about the race, which is probably going on as I talk.
It's probably over.
Just amazing. It's probably over by now. Frank Perez, thanks for joining us. Oklahoma Brian, our regular resident handicapper expert. Brian Wilson, for the first time, a gold bracelet winner of the World Series of Poker. We're going to have you on, sir. A lot of shows going forward here in the next couple of months and next couple of years. Brian Wilson, what a legend, and you have so many great stories, and we're privileged to have you on. And we also have Raymond Davis here in studio. Raymond, last commercial break here for talking about Realgrinders and the World Series of Poker.
Realgrinders, first off, I'm honored, to be going into a partnership and, helping, 5th Street Radio grow, helping Realgrinders grow. Like I say, we're growing daily. We get 150 requests to join the group a day. Every day we get over 150 requests to join the group a day. We are the number one poker group on the planet. We are Realgrinders. I don't think there's no one. You got to be hiding in a rock to not have heard that name. So we're going to continue to grow. When you guys come to the World Series, come to the Realgrinders Lounge.
Across the street, it's right there across the street from the Rio. Be sure and join. Just go to Realgrinders on Facebook, and also visit. If you want to stay tuned, we're going to talk longer. We're going to talk here about everything we've discussed. We're going to do overtime segment. It's called The End Zone, and it's going to be at 5th Street Sports Talk at Facebook. Go on Facebook, query 5th Street Sports. We're going to talk about a lot of this and more. We're going to talk about all the things that you offer, Raymond Davis. Boy, this has been an amazing 2 hours, and we will be back with overtime on The End Zone. Thanks for joining us, everybody. All of those of you who listen. We got the World Cup of Soccer coming up in the summer. Wow. So much to talk about. We'll be back next time. See you next week.